Special report alert. Since we are doubling up on the amount of points each game is worth, we are also doubling up on the updates. Let's take a look at the infamous Battle of the Block. First up, Dad versus Mom. Professor Brackets is off to a hot start. His entire Sweet 16 is still intact. But Mom, don't let this scare you. Generals are used to facing adversity. Next up, myself versus Sydney. It's a tight race. The chocolate milk duties could go either way. Sydney had Missouri in the Final Four, so as of now, I think I might have the upper hand. Love you, babe. Let's look at Seth versus Jenny. Seth, you didn't choose with your heart, and that might ultimately prevail as Jenny picked UNC to win it all. You are definitely in the driver's seat. Just don't drive it into the ditch or total someone else's car. Been there, done that. Also, Team JL for life. Jake, this is your year. I believe in you. Mariah's off to an incredibly hot start, but you have the momentum now that UNC is out of it. You've got this, dude. And if you lose, don't worry. We can always just take a vote to change some of your picks to make you win. Gray versus Tonda is shaping up to be the biggest showdown Charlotte has seen since the Battle of Charlotte in the late 1700s during the Revolutionary War. And speaking of revolutionary, remember that the loser is becoming a Carolina Panthers fan. I'm stoked for that. Micah and Jax. Micah, it seems like Jax's bracket has taken a bit of a turn towards the dark side. While the dark side is extremely dangerous, I have faith in you and your bracketology that you will pull this out. Regardless, may the force be with both of you. Grant, you are trailing David by a few points, but ground can be easily made up today. Besides, you could probably persuade David to sell you some of his points as he's in the Car Sales Hall of Fame, at least in the Little Family's book. Grant, step it up. Need you to pull through for the Little Family namesake. G-Mom 1 and G-Mom 2, one of the most bitter rivalries of all time. Granny Brackets has the early lead on Granny Moneybags, but in true G-Mom form, anything could happen. If anyone wants to watch the showdown live, I'll be glad to valet your car if you're coming over to watch. Sorry, G-Mom. Had to throw a valet joke in there somehow. Blake and Morgan, which is essentially just Blake versus Blake, but has a cover-up of Morgan. I'm rooting for you, dude. Hoping this doesn't turn into a G-Mom 1 versus G-Mom 2 type of deal. Not sure if we have the capacity for another self-rivalry. Lastly, Cameron versus Nelly. To both of you, you are draining my pink highlighter faster than ever. Good news is, neither of you can really miss that many more games because you've already missed so many. We are still glad that you are a part of it and think it'll be funny to look back on years down the road. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you at the next Battle of the Block update.